Hey everybody, today we need to talk about some containers that I planted 7.5 weeks ago. And there's one container in particular that is worthy of discussion, and that is one that I found the recipe on the Proven Winners website, and it was called honeybees. And that recipe, I have it right here, called for a 14-inch pot, and you'd fill it with 2 Luscious Citron Lantana, 2 Suncredible Saturn Helianthus, and 2 Color Blaze Albrighto Coleuses. And if you watch that video, you know I was like, I'm not putting that many plants in that small of a container. It won't look good for very long. Those are very large plants. They're quite vigorous. They're very, very great plants. Like they're incredible. And to cram all 6 of those into that little container, I just was not going to do it. So what I did is I put it into a 16-inch container and I cut the recipe in half. Well, we're 7.5 weeks later and I'm ready to show you what it looks like right now today. So putting it in a bigger container, less plants, does it look skimpy? Does it look fantastic? Let's take a look. So what do you think? Does it look like I shorted this container any plants? I don't think so. I mean, it looks really nice. This Lantana, I switched it out with the Bandalista Pineapple, which I think is comparable to the Proven Winners one. And then instead of the Suncredible, I used the Soul Seeker Golden Nectar, which I think is pretty similar to the Saturn. And then I do have that Albrighto Coleus, which is absolutely fantastic. And I just can't even imagine trying to squeeze twice as many plants in here, and I can't imagine how they would even be doing that. It probably would not be good. In fact, now that we hit the heat wave and it's been in the 90s, upper 90s, the last couple days, this one is requiring water twice a day. And that's kind of a big deal because, you know, if during the summer we can't get that second watering, these plants start to struggle and then it fails. So I actually think this one is going to need to be potted up into an even bigger container. I think if we do that, I think the plants will continue to get bigger and look better. So that's what I'm going to do today is get this one potted up, and then I'm going to show you the other plants that I had planted up that other at the same time as this one. So I'm going to put it into something this size. This is a used container. I didn't even wash it or anything, but hey, you understand, right? I just want to get this video out, so important that I do that. So what I'm going to do is put a little soil inside and to get it started, and then I'm going to use my usual kind of bury the pot technique where I have a matching pot here for that one, and if I check the soil level, yeah, it's pretty good. So I'm going to want this one to be kind of at the same depth, so the rims I want to kind of line up a little bit. So I'm going to go a little lower because usually as I add the soil it ends up going up a little bit. So I'm just going to go around the edge and put soil all the way around. So I usually go from one side to the other, and gonna work on that. Now, you might be asking yourself, like, well, at least I was asking myself, why would Proven Winners be putting like that many plants in that container? I mean, is this just all a ploy to get us by too many plants, more than we need? And you really have to think about, like, what is the goal of that recipe that they had given us? Because if the goal of that recipe was to have a container that looked absolutely stunning and completely full, like within 3 weeks, that recipe is spot on, does the job. But if we want a container that's going to look good, let's say for the whole season right up until frost, which all of these plants are completely capable of looking good till frost and maybe even beyond. The Coleus might kind of finish off in cold weather, but the other ones will do fine. And so if we want something that's going to last longer, planting the way they recommend it would not work. Like, you would end up with, I mean, I don't even know how a 14-inch pot, how you'd even be able to keep that one watered. So anyway, so I think it has to do with your, the motivation or the purpose of the recipe, but I don't think the average person would understand exactly what, how you'd have to adjust that recipe to accommodate that, because it doesn't make sense to me. So I wish, well, I guess that's why I'm doing these videos, because I want people to understand that. So let me get this filled up and then I'll get it repotted. This really should be a 2-person job, but I'm going to take the risk today, so fingers crossed. Okay, I want to make sure this is packed in pretty nice, and then I just pull this out, and then the hard part is going to be getting this out of here. And so this is where I really feel like 2 people doing this would be really very valuable, but I'm going to give it a go. So I'm basically sticking my hand into the pot and I'm laying it on kind of the flat part in there, and I'm going to just see if I can get it to pop out of the pot, because if I can get that to happen, come on. Okay, okay, we're free, but I gotta get this one out of here. Okay, see, this is where a second person really comes in handy. So we've got lots of roots all the way to the bottom, so hopefully I didn't break anything in that process. And at this point, I would never try to separate these plants. They have been kind of combined and conjoined for the last 7.5 weeks, and that's a little too much time together for them to be separated. You'd really risk damaging the roots and then potentially killing the plants. So I'm not going to do that at all. Now I've got it in here and I'm just packing around the edge. I could probably put a little bit more soil in here. So I'm just going to put a bit, not a crazy amount, but I just want it to be kind of nice and even and level. And the idea now, this extra soil is going to give them kind of an extra boost, a little bit more water retention as well. So I think this is going to work out pretty well. And I think what I'll do right now is I'm going to snip off those spent blooms on here just so you can see what it looks like with a little cleanup. And then I do need to watch out. Now, unfortunately, like if I had started out in this container, the plants would have been a little farther apart. And if they were a little farther apart, I think they would probably be able to hold their shape a little better. But we don't have that luxury in this situation. So we're just gonna enjoy them as they are and let them grow as they are. And we'll see what happens as the season progresses. But this has been the update on here. Hopefully I can give you another update on this one. At some point I need to put these out for sale though, because I need to be able to pay for them, because that's a lot of plants in here and this is a big pot and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how that plays out, but at least you got to see this part of it. So let me go through and do a little cleaning, and then I have some more containers I got to show you. Okay, so there we go. I did give a little trim to the coleus. Maybe I should do a little bit more. What I tend to do is I start and I kind of do at this leaf set, and then if I feel like, oh, I can go a little farther, because I'm always afraid that I'm going to leave it like a big chunky hole. So like this one, I'm going to say, okay, what happens if I go one more? Still looks pretty good. So you know what, I'm just going to tame this a little bit. I don't necessarily think it needs it now, but I think I might prefer it later on if I do a little bit of a trim now and get some new stuff growing. Hope I don't regret it, but you know. So we'll get this down here. So now I do have a little bit of a hole there, but I don't mind that so much. I think it's going to fill in pretty nice. Usually these coleus are pretty good about doing that, especially these newer varieties are really, you know, good at filling in as necessary. Okay, this one's getting a little out of hand. And some of these bigger leaves, some of the older ones, I take those off as well. So, okay, here it is. This next one is called Midnight Parade, and I don't know that this one's going to show quite as well right now. It does need a little cleanup, and I haven't done any kind of real cleanup on it. I think I cut off a little bit of the Angelonia a while back, and that's it. So it does need a little bit of work. This is the one that looked perfect, I think, right from the time I planted it and up until about 2 weeks ago, and then I started noticing it's, you know, kind of needing a little attention. So I'm going to show it to you, but I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to do to kind of clean it up and then hopefully revive it so it'll look even better probably in the next week or two. So here it is, and you can see the verbena is doing very, very well. Some of it has gone out of flower, but it's sending up a lot of new blooms, so that's great. The Angelonia, though, a lot of these are getting right to the end, but there's a lot of new blooms coming, so I'm going to trim these back right now, the ones that are farther along, just because I think it's going to encourage energy to go to the ones that I kind of want it to go to. These new blooms, so that it'll start looking kind of refreshed again. Now I'm looking at some of this stuff. I think I'm going to take that one right out because it looks like it's going to be a bit funny. And then I feel like It's not necessary, but I think I'm gonna just cut back a little bit of this verbena as well, just because I wanna kind of even it out a little bit. It's kind of one of those things that totally not necessary, but I feel like I wanted to put that energy maybe at putting some growth inside, and this might be a way to do that. And I don't think it's gonna affect the look of this at all. Now, sometimes with verbena, if you do any deadheading, it usually looks better if you go back to a leaf set. I did that same thing with the sunflower as well. I just went to wherever I found leaves, and that seemed to work pretty well. So I'll just cut a couple of these off. I don't generally deadhead the superbena. Other verbenas sometimes will look better and flower more if you deadhead them, but not so much necessary with the superbena. And this is Superbena Royale plum wine, and so this is a really beautiful color, I think. So let's just turn it a little bit. What else do we have going on here? Oh. So yeah, we have a little bit of bare spots in here, but once this verbena takes off again, it's going to look great. And we got to get that Angelonia back in action. So that's going to just take a little bit of fertilizing and a little bit of time, and then it's going to start sending up more. Maybe if I pull, no, do I want to pull stuff away? I don't know. I'm thinking about this as I'm doing it. So nothing too exciting there. Let's see. And then on this side, same thing. I'm just going to give it a quick cleanup. I don't know. I mean, this one looks so fantastic for so long. And then once, you know, I probably, maybe if I would have been cleaning the Angelonia a little bit more, because I really only cut off like 1 or 2 of the blooms since I planted it, maybe it would have timed itself a little bit differently. That's my theory anyway. I'm not sure if I'm right on with that, but gonna give it some fertilizer, make it happy. And this one is like in the high heat, it is like right now it's pretty light, but it would make it, oh, actually it'd be fine till morning. So this one's not doing too bad with the water. So I'm glad about that. So part of it's also a very deep container. So good news, one more container to show you. So this one was based on a recipe called Style Oasis, and it's looking really good. This is the one I had to stake though, because the dahlia was kind of leaning, and I never did go back in and cut these stakes. So it would look better if I would cut them, but I don't have my snips on me right now. So I would probably cut them back here, but it did make a big difference. Big thing that we have to do with this one is just clean the dahlia, and I have not done that at all. So in fact, I did cut some of the dead ones off, since I did show it in a previous video. And so I did cut some of the dead ones off, but otherwise doing well. And the dahlia that is in here is the XXL Cozumel. And I have to confess, this isn't one that we'll be getting again. The flowers are beautiful, the size is beautiful, it's blooming nonstop, but it really seems to be very prone to powdery mildew. We've had to spray it 3 times. So we did once with just a, you know, kind of a fungicide, a really mild one. Then we did like a BioAdvance 3-in-1, thinking, okay, we're gonna bring out the big guns. And then I just did it again with neem oil, because I'm just like, this thing is just nonstop, you know, with getting powdery mildew. So that's unfortunate. And none of our other dahlias, not a single other dahlia has had powdery mildew. So it really is about the variety. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not killing the plant. And right now I see no signs of it. So maybe we finally knocked it out, but you know, it just sucks when you got to do all that extra work. And I don't want to have to put out those extra chemicals. And if all the other dahlias are not getting the powdery mildew, I'm going to go with those first. So it's really unfortunate, because it's so beautiful, but for us anyway, not going to be on the list next year. I hope you guys like this kind of update video. I was blown away by this one. I knew it was going to be a good one, but I had no idea that just 3 plants could do all the work that those 3 plants are doing. So glad I have it in a bigger container. I'm going to put it out in the driveway so everybody can see it. And then just got to get the Angelonia to kind of kick up a little bit in that one, and I think it's going to be looking real good again. And then the other one's doing great with that Picasso in purple Supertunia and the dahlia in it. It's looking good despite that powdery mildew issue, and maybe it's going to be good for a while and we won't see it again. Might have just been a seasonal thing. Anyway, if you guys like this kind of update video, let me know by hitting the like button. I do appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys all in the next video.